Ever wondered why certain medications work better than others despite having the same active ingredient? Well, the answer lies in a fascinating concept known as bioavailability. Bioavailability is a term that refers to the rate and extent at which a drug reaches the systemic circulation. It's like the journey of a drug from the moment it enters our body to the point it makes its way into our bloodstream. And it's not as simple as you might think. Imagine for a moment that the drug is a traveler. Its journey begins when it enters the body, whether that's through swallowing a pill, receiving an injection, or any other method. But reaching the bloodstream isn't as easy as hopping on a direct flight. There are numerous factors that can affect this journey, making it more of a complex, winding road trip than a straightforward commute. One of these factors is absorption. This is like the first leg of the journey, where the drug leaves the site of administration and begins its journey through the body. Depending on the route taken, this can be a quick and easy process or a long and complicated one. Next comes metabolism. This is the process where the body breaks down the drug, altering its structure and function. It's kind of like a pit stop where the traveler has to change vehicles in order to continue on its journey. Finally, we have excretion. This is the final stage of the journey where the drug leaves the body. It's like the traveler arriving at their destination and checking out of their hotel. But it's important to remember that not all drugs make this journey in the same way. Each one can be affected by these factors differently, leading to variations in bioavailability. This means that despite having the same active ingredient, different drugs can have different effects on the body. So bioavailability is not just about the drug itself, but how our body interacts with it. Now that we've understood bioavailability, let's tackle another key term: bioequivalence. Does two products containing the same active ingredient always perform the same? Well, not necessarily. This is where the concept of bioequivalence comes into play. Bioequivalence refers to the comparison of the bioavailability between two drug products. Simply put, two pharmaceutical products are considered bioequivalent if they are expected to have the same effect and safety profile when administered at the same dosage under similar conditions. Let's delve a bit deeper to comprehend this better. Imagine two different brands of the same medicine, say a painkiller. Both contain the same active ingredient and claim to relieve pain. But will they work identically in your body? They will if they are bioequivalent. This means that they are virtually identical in their rate and extent of absorption in your body, ensuring that they have the same therapeutic effect. But how can we determine if two drugs are bioequivalent? This is where the science gets interesting. It involves a series of clinical trials where the plasma concentration of the active ingredient is measured over time in a group of subjects, first after taking the brand name drug and then the generic one. The two drugs are deemed bioequivalent if the difference in their bioavailability is statistically insignificant. And why is this important, you may ask? Well, bioequivalence is crucial for the approval of generic drugs. You see, generic drugs are often much cheaper than their brand name counterparts. But for them to be approved for use, they need to demonstrate bioequivalence to the brand name product. This ensures that patients can switch between the brand name drug and its generic version without experiencing any difference in their treatment. In essence, bioequivalence ensures that a generic drug will provide the same therapeutic effect as the brand name product. It's a fascinating field that plays a crucial role in making effective and affordable medicines accessible to all. So, the next time you choose a generic drug over a brand name one, remember, it's the concept of bioequivalence that's got your back. Why should we, as future pharmacists, care about bioavailability and bioequivalence? Let's delve into the importance of these concepts in the realm of pharmacy. Firstly, bioavailability and bioequivalence are fundamental in drug formulation. They guide the design and development of medications. Knowing the bioavailability of a drug helps us understand how much of the administered dose will reach the systemic circulation. It's like a roadmap, guiding us on how to formulate drugs so they are absorbed efficiently and effectively, ensuring that they produce their desired therapeutic effect. Bioequivalence, on the other hand, is a comparison tool. When developing generic medications, it's crucial to demonstrate that they're bioequivalent to the brand name drug. This means the generic drug should deliver the same amount of active ingredients into a patient's bloodstream in the same time frame as the original drug. Without bioequivalence, we can't ensure that generic medications, which many patients rely on for their affordability, are as safe and effective as their brand name counterparts. Secondly, these concepts are integral to our role in dispensing medications. As pharmacists, we're the final checkpoint before a medication reaches a patient. We need to understand the bioavailability and bioequivalence of drugs to make informed decisions when dispensing medications. For instance, if a patient is switching from a brand name drug to a generic version, we need to ensure the generic is bioequivalent to the original. But it's not just about dispensing the right drug, it's about ensuring patient safety and therapeutic efficacy. By understanding bioavailability and bioequivalence, we can anticipate how a drug will behave in the body, predict potential drug interactions, and adjust dosages accordingly. In essence, bioavailability and bioequivalence are the backbone of drug formulation and dispensing. They are indispensable tools in our quest to ensure patient safety and therapeutic efficacy. Without a firm grasp of these concepts, we cannot fully perform our role as pharmacists. Knowing these concepts allows us to provide the best care for our patients. Bioavailability and bioequivalence may sound like complex scientific terms, but they have very real implications in healthcare. Imagine you're a healthcare professional adjusting drug dosages for a patient. You're not just pulling numbers out of thin air, you're relying on the principles of bioavailability. This concept tells you how much of the administered drug is actually going to reach the patient's systemic circulation. It's a crucial factor in determining the right dosage because it helps ensure the patient gets the therapeutic effect without the adverse ones. But that's not all. Let's say you're a patient and you're choosing between a brand name drug and its generic counterpart. You might be wondering, are they really the same? Will the generic work just as well? That's where bioequivalence comes in. Regulatory bodies like the FDA require generic drugs to demonstrate bioequivalence with their brand name counterparts. This means the rate and extent of absorption of the generic drug should be roughly the same as the brand name one, so you can be confident that switching to a generic won't compromise your treatment. Now, let's take a walk in the shoes of a researcher developing a new drug. They need to conduct bioavailability and bioequivalence studies. These studies are critical in ensuring the new drug is safe and effective. They help determine the optimal dosage and administration route. They also provide data for regulatory approval, without which the drug cannot reach the market. Lastly, consider the role of pharmacists. They often have to explain to patients why a certain drug needs to be taken with food or why another one should be taken on an empty stomach. These instructions are based on how food affects the bioavailability of the drug. The pharmacist's guidance helps maximize the drug's effectiveness and minimize side effects. These are just a few examples of how bioavailability and bioequivalence impact our daily lives. Let's distill what we've learned about bioavailability and bioequivalence. We've journeyed through the fascinating world of pharmacy, and we've unpacked these two important concepts that are central to understanding how medications work within our bodies. Remember, bioavailability is all about how much and how quickly a drug is absorbed into the bloodstream. It's essentially the proportion of a drug that enters the circulation when introduced into the body, thereby having an active effect. It's important because it helps us understand the effectiveness of a drug and how it is administered. On the other hand, bioequivalence refers to the comparison of two drugs. Specifically, it's about ensuring that the generic drug, the one that's often more affordable, is equivalent in its effect to the branded original drug. It's a concept that ensures safety and efficacy, guaranteeing that patients receive the same treatment regardless of the brand. We've also explored why these concepts are so crucial in pharmacy. They guide the development of new drugs and ensure that existing medications are safe and effective. They are fundamental in clinical trials, in decisions about drug dosing, and in the development of generic drugs. And we've seen how these concepts play out in real-world applications, from the creation of life-saving medications to the development of affordable generic drugs. Understanding bioavailability and bioequivalence is crucial. They are the pillars that support the bridge between the theoretical science of drug development and the practical application of these drugs in improving patient health. I encourage you all to delve deeper into these concepts. The more you understand about the inner workings of medications, the more you can appreciate the art and science that goes into their creation. And remember, this knowledge isn't just for pharmacists or healthcare professionals. It's for anyone who wants to understand more about the medicines they or their loved ones may need to take. Understanding bioavailability and bioequivalence can truly make a difference in the health outcomes of our patients. Subscribe for more insights into the fascinating world of pharmacy.